Welcome to Just a Guide Bible Readings. If you've been following, it's been a long time, and that is my fault. A lot has been happening. But I feel that I've been called to do these. I feel that I've been called to read to you guys. Now, we are in the Holy Bible, placed by the Gideons. So the Gideons Bible. And this is a new book, the book of Job. The book of Job is a long time coming because I believe that we all have a place in the book of Job. We all have felt as Job has felt. So let's see where we go. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. And that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their fasting were gone about, that Job sent and sacrificed to them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be that my sons have sinned, and cursed God in their hearts." Thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, "Whence comest thou?" Then Satan answered the Lord and said, "From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it." And the Lord said unto Satan, "Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and eschew evil?" Then Satan answered the Lord and said, "Doth Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee in thy face." And the Lord said unto Satan, "Behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand." So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, "The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabeans fell upon them, and took them away. Yea, they have slain their servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee." While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, "The Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and only I escaped alone, I tell thee." While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, "Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And only I am escaped alone, I tell thee." Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground, and worshipped. He said, "Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. Now that is Job 1. How many times in your life, in your first chapter, have you felt that everything in your life had been taken from you? How many times have you looked to God and blamed Him instead of worshiping Him for keeping you alive? How many times in your first chapter has everything you owned and everything you loved died? We go through life so often with money on our minds. We go through life so often with housing and cars. The necessities of life. And how often do we fall down and worship God just for allowing us to wake up? Job's an example, just in Job 1. We've got a couple more chapters to go, but just in Job 1, after everything was taken from him, he fell down and gave worship to God. Because he knew that God gave him all. So it was God's to take away. We're going to end there, and we're going to start next time in Job chapter 2. And I promise it won't be as dark because the camera's a little off. But God bless you guys tonight. And if you have any prayer requests, write them down for me, and we'll get them on the web.